Alright, today we're diving into something that a lot of Genshin players have been curious about lately, the banner roadmap from version 5.8 all the way through to 6.3. Now, even if you're not planning to pull on every single banner, just knowing who's coming and when can make a huge difference, especially if you're free to play or low spending and trying to make every primo gem count. Some of these upcoming updates are looking absolutely stacked, and if you're not careful, you might burn through your stash without realizing what's around the corner. So in this video, we're going to break down everything we know so far, new characters, and rerun patterns. Quick disclaimer before we begin, everything in this video is based on credible leaks, established patterns, and known internal info. That said, things can always change, especially the further out we look. So just treat this as a helpful roadmap, not a guaranteed timeline. Let's kick things off with version 5.8, the final chapter of the Natlan region. The new 5-star headliner here is Ineffa, an Electro polearm user with a futuristic design, light blue hair, wing-shaped headphones, and a flowing cape. Her kit revolves around a unique mechanic called Lunar Electro-Charged, which enhances the electro-charged reaction to deal extra damage based on her ATK. She also summons a little bot called Velkiar, which does AoE Electro damage every few seconds, and her burst keeps that bot going while providing an elemental mastery buff to the team. With her constellations, Ineffa becomes a full-on electro-charged enabler with additional explosions, energy regeneration, and even AoE nukes. As for reruns, a reliable source, HomDGCat, claims that Chasca, Mualani, and Citlali will all be featured alongside Ineffa in 5.8. That makes it a very Natlan-heavy patch, which honestly fits perfectly since this will be our last full patch in the region. One surprise, though, Yelan is getting a new skin, but may not get a rerun. That breaks Hoyoverse's usual pattern of pairing skins with banners. So if you're saving for Yelan, this could be a curveball. Version 6.0 marks the beginning of the Nodcry region, and the first banners here are going to be pretty major. In the first half, we're getting a new Electro male main DPS built around electro-charged damage. In the second half, we'll see a Geo female focused on crystallize reactions. Following past region launches, we also expect to see a returning Archon. Fontaine began with Zhongli, Natlan had Raiden, and now Nodcry might bring back Venti or Farina. Venti fits thematically, especially if the story has us traveling through Mondstadt or Natlan to reach Nodcry. But if Hoyoverse wants to go with synergy, Farina makes a lot of sense for the Geo character debut thanks to her powerful Hydro application. The rerun choice might also depend on who gets left out of 5.8. If Chasca reruns there, maybe Varesa gets her chance here. In version 6.1, we're getting a new female Pyro 5-star character, internally called Pyro Escoffier. Not much is known about her kit yet, but based on data mines, she seems to play a more traditional DPS role. Alongside her, we could see another Natlan rerun and possibly an Archon rerun, depending on who didn't make it into 6.0. This version feels like a bridge patch, one that continues building Nodcry's world while still tying up loose ends from Natlan. If Venti or Farina doesn't return in 6.0, this could be their moment. Now here's where things get interesting. Version 6.2 will bring us a male Pyro unit who's designed as a vaporize-focused main DPS, and this is actually a big deal, because for a region that's all about Pyro, Natlan didn't really deliver many Pyro mains. Outside of Mavuika, we didn't get much Pyro power, so this unit could be what Pyro fans have been waiting for. Usually, we'd also expect a Cryo Archon release here, but here's the twist. Nodcry doesn't seem to have a playable Archon. There's been no credible leak about a character like Tsaritsa coming out during the 6.x cycle. That's a major change, and it could shift the spotlight to someone else entirely. That brings us to the most anticipated banner of them all, version 6.3, featuring Columbina. Leaker White reports that Columbina's banner is scheduled for this patch, and the hype around her is massive. First, there's a cinematic teaser dropping around July 25th meant to rival the quality of Natlan's reveal trailer. Then, in 6.3, we're getting a full animated short centered on her. Think, Columbina is expected to be a Hydro main DPS, and internal tests suggest she could be meta-defining. That's not surprising, considering she's being built up as the emotional core of the Nodcry region. If she really does replace the typical Archon role, it makes sense that Hoyoverse is investing so much into her reveal. In the second half of 6.3, we'll also get a new Anemo female character, designed to support Swirl Bloom teams. That's a super niche playstyle, but with the right support it could finally get some spotlight in the Spiral Abyss and other endgame content. One last thing to keep in mind is the Chronicled Wish. Based on rerun gaps, it's extremely likely we'll see a SUMERU-focused Chronicled Wish sometime during the 6.0 to 6.3 cycle. Characters like Sino, Nilo, and Alhaitham haven't rerun in 10-plus patches, which puts them squarely in the danger zone for long-term absences. A Mondstadt version may follow later, but right now the backlog for SUMERU is much heavier. So if you've been waiting for those characters, keep some Primogems aside. That's a wrap for today's video. I hope this video helped give you a clear overview of what to expect. As always, I'll keep you updated with more details as they emerge. Let me know in the comments who you're saving for and what your predictions are for the rest of 6X. If you found this breakdown helpful, don't forget to like and subscribe. It really helps out the channel. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.